You're welcome back to Breakfast Central. Former Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai is currently at the center of multiple legal and investigative actions by Nigeria's anti-graft and security agencies. Yesterday, he honored an invitation by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, and was subjected to hours of questioning over allegations of corruption, including an alleged 432 billion naira financial misconduct probe tied to his time in office.
The Department of State Services, DSS, has also filed a 3-count criminal charge against him at the Federal High Court in Abuja on allegations that he unlawfully intercepted the telephone communications of the National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu, contrary to the Cybercrimes Amendment Act and the Nigerian Communications Act. The proceedings have stirred public reaction, with protesters demanding and their demonstration outside the EFCC headquarters and security operatives reportedly deploying tear gas to disperse crowds. Joining us now is the security expert who analyzes, Dr. Steve Okwori. Good morning, and thank you very much for joining us.
Yeah, good morning. Thank you for having me.
All right, we will go back to the beginning shortly, but I just wanted to start from somewhere in the middle. We're seeing that now he's been taken to court for tapping the NSA's phone, contrary to the Cybercrimes Act. Does that in any way admit to or infer that there's an admission to the meat, the substance of what was alleged by Malam Nasir El-Rufai?
I think that the question you have asked is for the court to determine whether he actually tapped or he lied about it. But the point here is that we heard this very statement from the man that has been taken to court. He said it when he got an interview at the Arise television, and that he was privileged to hear when the NSA was giving the order or the directive that he should be arrested while on his way from Egypt, right? But the point here is that whether we like it or not, the former governor was a governor. He was chief security officer of the state. So he knows the implication of what he has done or what he said he did, right? Because he has breached some of the laws of the land. You mentioned the cyber crime provisions and other laws, Communication Act and all that. So we are talking about somebody's privacy here. And so whether we like it or not, the matter is before the court. The DSS has done what they need to do by filing those 3-count charges against the former governor of Kaduna State.
Okay, so what's the actual due process? We see first thing that happens is a seizure of passports, and then the process is being followed on. Earlier on, we did see his arrest. They wanted to arrest him, especially when he just got to Nigeria. Can you share with us what the due process would likely look like? Is it possible, is it allowed that you could arrest the individual without warrant and so on?
Yeah, you see, when they confronted him when he landed in Abuja, he first of all asked for the letter of warrant of arrest, and the law enforcement then couldn't provide any. I think that in the real sense of it, following the ideal procedure, is first of all get a warrant, right? If it requires him being invited, I think that first of all they write him a letter, because it was EFCC that confronted him when he landed at the airport. He asked that he asked for a letter. He didn't see any invitation from the EFCC and all. So you see, when you extend an invitation to an alleged personality, if he doesn't honor, that is when you begin to go to approach the court to seek for order to arrest him wherever he's being found or seen. So the EFCC couldn't provide any invitation or letter inviting him, but yesterday he was at the EFCC. I think they have decided to go through the ideal process of inviting him to come to the commission's headquarters, which he honored yesterday. So there are 2 allegations against the former governor. One has to do with corruption charges over 400-something billion, and the tapping of the NSA's phone during the conversation between him and perhaps some other subordinates that are working with the NSA, right? So we are looking at two different issues here, one with the EFCC and one with the DSS. Now we have seen that the DSS have gone to court, so it's not left for the man in question to go to court and see how to defend himself in the court of law. But the EFCC, he honored the invitation yesterday. I'm not privileged to the outcome of his going there yesterday until we hear from you that journalists to let us know what he has going to do and the outcome.
Now, Dr. Okwori, these are very weighty allegations. The allegations bordering on financial mismanagement of 432 billion naira, and also the recent wiretapping allegations. There's some political observers, and also Malam Nasir El-Rufai himself has said, you know, this is politically motivated, because, I mean, he was in good terms with Mr. President. If you do recall, there are videos of him dancing to Kiss Daniel's very famous song called Buga. They were doing Lo 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 Lo. And also at Chatham House in the United Kingdom, Mr. President delegated some questions to Malam Nasir El-Rufai. And all this drama happened when he didn't get a ministerial appointment. And then we've seen he's a very vocal critic and a member of the opposition ADC. Do you think this has political colorations, or we should take it by the merit of the case? And another question is, why now?
Well, we are talking about the criminal case here. They can decide to look at the issues at any point in time. Criminal cases it's not status bar. At any point in time, the case can be opened against the alleged person. Now, this is a relationship that has gone south, a friendship that just the way you said, they danced to Kiss Daniel's song and all that. We saw where in Chatham House, where the question was asked, the president, then he wasn't president, I think he was president-elect or so, that he was asked a question and he had to direct the question to Nasir El-Rufai to respond. But what we are currently seeing is that the relationship has gone sour, and unfortunately, Nasir El-Rufai is not taking it lightly, he's not taking it easy. I think he's pained, he's bitter about it. He got to the point where he was screened by the Senate. At some point, the outcome was disqualification, right? And for such a man, I would say he's a proud man.
It felt like humiliation.
Sorry, yeah, you know. So for him, it's an embarrassment. Having been minister, governor for 8 years and all that, just normal screening at the Senate, he was disqualified for reasons best known to the government in power, right? But you see, the point is, if you miss out, heaven should not fall, right? Right? Because if he was part of government, will he be doing what he's doing now? Right? So the point is, we must not have these people that always want to be in power. From when he was minister, he became DG of BPE, he became governor for 8 years, and he wants to continue to become minister as well. You see, Nigeria doesn't belong to one particular individual. If you don't fit in at this point in time, then I think we should just think of something else to do. I watched him on national television where he said he has enrolled for a PhD somewhere in Netherlands or so. He's going to see how to complete his program and all that. Right. So the point now is that he's out of government, right? And he shouldn't see it as if it is right. It is right that he must continue to remain in power, right? The other Nigerians there, he was privileged to be occupy those positions that he occupied. And we have well over 200 million Nigerians that are out there that are also qualified to occupy this position, right? So I think that at this point in time, he should have been grateful to God for giving him those opportunities to serve, right? And he mustn't continue to be in power. That's the point, right? So I think that he's a critic. Yeah, that I know for sure about him. But he should take it easy. He's trying to stir some controversies where there's no need.
Okay.
Right? Yes.
Okay, Dr. Okwori, let's also bring in we also have another guest who's joining us on this conversation. We have Mr Katch Ononuju, who joins us. Good morning, and thank you so much for being here. I don't know if you can hear me. All right, great. I just want to quickly ask, now the allegations of 432 billion naira financial mismanagement since the former governor left office. Is it a trend or a thing that we see whenever it comes to incumbent and past political leaders, or you could say public office holders, whenever they're not in tandem, that it's like going back to dig deeper and find some things out to ensure you use it against them? Now we see this huge sum of 432 billion naira. Can you share with us what you think might be going on right now at this time?
Yes, it is a trend. It's a trend with the APC. You remember, go back and shoot their swords. I want to know what criminal prosecution has actually been concluded in recent months. And that's simply why I don't think they want to go the full wire. If they go the full wire, all the corpses will be exhumed, and the corpses are corpses buried by the APC, of which Mr. El-Rufai is a foundation member. They know what they did together against the country, so I do not think they've gotten far. What we are now talking about are Mr. El-Rufai's service in Kaduna State during his tenure as governor. There are other jobs that were jointly done with the federal government. Some were done and the party kept quiet. The party kept quiet during the period of the jihad. The party kept quiet during the period that forced the American forces to be on Nigerian soil. We are historically now under occupation like we've never been before in our country's history. We have a stronger force, a stronger military right now bestriding our country. And that is in reaction to the consequences of the mistake that Mr. El-Rufai and Mr. Ribadu and other members of the APC committed. Whatever it is that they committed that has gotten our country this daintily steeped to have forced the U.S. military to land in Nigeria for the first time in Nigeria's history. And there's a lot to be revealed. So talking about the problems of governance in Kaduna, that's just one. The government has not been very serious about interrogating governance in Kaduna vis-a-vis the genocide that occurred during the tenure of Mr. El-Rufai, because those interrogations may also link to some other people who are currently serving now federally. So that's why I said, when you start going towards Mr. El-Rufai with accusations of past bad deeds, I see some of those bad deeds also concerns the party. And when it concerns the party, it concerns some of them who are still in the good books of the party, and of course some who are in the bad books of the party. What we're discussing is the implosion in the APC. It is that implosion that gave birth to a lot of them leaving, some out of anger, engineering soldiers to do coup, which after several dilly-dallings, the army has come out to say, yes, there was a coup. We also got from that implosion the subsequent formation of the ADC, in which Mr. Malami was seen to have put forward money, which two other people brought money, and which led to their purchasing of the ADC platform from Mr. Okenwosu. So we have all these problems going on due to disagreements in the internal APC. We will see more. So I am not yet very excited, though I find it very interesting, and I pray that they continue. That's just what I'm saying. I pray they continue, but I have seen this before. And then...
Thank you very much, Mr. Ononuju. I'd like to bring back Dr. Okwori into the conversation. Now, Dr. Okwori, Mr. Ononuju said quite a lot of things. He says, believe this is a script, and it's almost like a family affair, and Mr. El-Rufai knows where the corpses are buried. But these are very serious and weighty allegations bordering on national security and also accountability to the tune of hundreds of billions of naira. So you think the prosecution from the federal government are serious about seeing this to the end, or are we just witnessing the early stages of theoretics, as Mr. Ononuju has called it? Do you think they will go all the way? And you know what happens in court? People bring out all sorts of, they unearth all sorts of issues from the past, and is the government, knowing how sensitive some of these issues are, that are even bordering on national security, ready to go the whole 9 yards?
I said that criminal issues or allegations don't have status quo. It can be reiterated or opened anytime. If you don't want the lizard as a visitor into your house, you don't carry an ant or a termite-infested wood to your house. Whether we like it or not, if the allegations are true, it's for Rufai to defend himself in the court of law. But you and I know how these things happen. We have seen a lot of criminal allegations bordering on corruption against our political office holders. And at the end of the day, when they take these matters to court, how many of them are sentenced to jail? We saw in this country where 2 former governors were sentenced to jail as bordering on corruption, former Plateau governor and former Taraba State governor, while they were serving jail term, having used our taxpayers' money by the EFCC to prosecute the case from the Federal High Court up to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court upheld the decisions of the Federal High Court and that of the appeal. At the end of the day, we saw a government that came and pardoned them, right? So how will this now serve as deterrent to other public office holders? How will it serve as deterrent to them from stealing our hard-earned resources? We have millions of Nigerians that are out there languishing in poverty, no job. A lot of Nigerians cannot afford the basic survival needs. We're talking about food here, shelter, health, and otherwise. They cannot afford. One single Nigerian will take public funds, lavish it, butcher it the way they want to butcher it, at the detriment of the other masses that are out there. We see on national television public office holders boasting on national television that they own Rolls Royce. We don't know where they have worked and earned such amount of money to be able to acquire a vehicle that is over 1 billion naira, right? So these are the issues. They are not serving, our political class are not even learning from what we are seeing. The EFCC, are they backing and biting at the same time, or they are just backing, right? We need to see more of what the EFCC is doing. Look at the case of Yahya Bello. They granted him permission or whatever to travel out, So we must be seen that we are serious fighting corruption in this country. Corruption is the bane of every sector that we have in this country. There's corruption in security, there's corruption in governance and all that. If we don't fight corruption, look at corruption is going to finish us in this country. The international community are watching us. They are watching how we're addressing these insecurity and corruption issues in Nigeria. We are not serious in the fight against corruption, right? So we must be seen to be serious about fighting corruption. Whatever it is, I am not interested in the political party that you belong, whether you are witch hunt or not. That is not my business. If you have found that you embezzle government resources and all that, you should be tried, and you should be seen that you are sentenced to jail, serve the punishment. Look at the case of Okwori. Now it's forgotten whether the judge that was sentenced him to jail was the one that was supposed to pass that judgment or not. Now that matter has ended. So it means that whatever he took from Abia State coffers, that one is forgotten. It's gone. So we must be seen that we are serious about fighting corruption. Because if we don't fight corruption, the essence why we are existing as a country, we will not see the light of the day. Insecurity is there, and all that. You cannot take away the fact that there's no corruption in the fight against insecurity. There are a lot of issues that we are seeing in the fight against insecurity. So people are compromising. People are benefiting in the fight against this insecurity that we are seeing. Must it be like that? It mustn't be like that. So we must be serious about fighting this insecurity. When getting it right, we must see that we fight corruption to the letter. I don't want to look at whether he's in the opposition or not. If he actually took this money, then he face the charges before him.
Okay,
if Malami actually took, let them face the charges before them. It's not about whether they are in EFCC, in APC or APC. What's his name? He's still in the APC. He's being charged for corruption as well. Right. So the fact is, the government should be serious in fighting corruption.
All right. Okay. I wanted to bring Mr. Katch Ononuju. We've talked about the government fighting corruption, but I don't want us to sweep away a major allegation, a major matter that was highlighted by Malam Nasir El-Rufai. That was the importation of thallium sulfate. Yes, it's been denied, but what's the strength of this allegation? How important is this allegation? How much seriousness should we pay to it? Because from the explanation, it's a chemical that has such strong effects, very lethal effects. Yes, they've denied it, but should we pay any weight to these allegations?
You're beginning to understand what I'm saying. Where Mr. El-Rufai is going to, they understand it. He's also giving them an inkling of where he's likely to go to should they push hard. So, and you need to understand, he knows their games. He knows the people they use. He's only detached himself from the body caucus, and as that inner caucus of the APC. He's not yet detached from the sociological caucuses that being the governor brought him into. So those social caucuses could be the caucuses where these informations are traded, and he has access to them, and he can leverage on them to really deal with them. So you are now talking about being swept aside. There is more that he has not yet talked about that could come up should they press him harder. Secondly, we are currently in a period where the government is being charged internationally of being complicit in genocide. Mr. El-Rufai probably knows a lot about those issues because why? He was part and parcel of the genocidal caucus while he was in government with Nuhu Ribadu, President Tinubu, President Buhari, and the rest of them. The things that they have been accused, or for which they are accusing El-Rufai today, are things that occurred when all of them together were in power same time in the APC. So yes, he is itching for a fight. He is looking for a fight. And that's why I said, because I know the complexity of his.
Okay. Mr. Ononuju, I don't know if you're still there, network challenges, but we do have just very little time to continue this conversation. We have maybe just a few questions, but let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll finalize this conversation and then move to the next. Stay with us. This is Breakfast Central. As we look to wrap this conversation up, I want to say thank you to our guests who had joined us. But just to wrap things up, Mr. Katch Ononuju, if you're there, just 10 seconds. I would like you to please respond to this question. Do you think the anti-graft agencies, as we have them, the ICPC, the EFCC, and the likes, are having a complete dereliction of duties, especially when it comes to apprehending those who have been uncovered to have either pilfered or have taken money from the national purse, but they've not done that, but rather they focus more on political alignments, as it were. What's your take on that?
Because of the nature of their appointments, political appointees who are appointed into the ICPC and EFCC are duty-bound to play the script of the masters. And that's how it is. So these organizations have recently now become an extension of the hands of the political players. They tell them what to do. They use them to harass who they want to harass. They use them to, jail who they want to jail. You've seen that go on very much. But when you see the charges being brought about, have you asked yourself what's going on the case of Malami? Have you asked yourself the reasons why some judges want to recuse themselves from that case when they find out that the properties that were put in it were suddenly removed, and some people now putting it aside, not for the prosecution, but outright seizure without going through the channels that they think the law brings. And there's a lot of corruption in the process. And that's why I think a lot of judges may not like to continue these cases. You bring them a case, you will list 400 properties, you bring it again, you then reduce the properties, and you've not said a thing. And we're just watching. And there's a lot of stories circulating in the grapevine. So the government has to show that it is not by itself relooting the things that these people looted, because that's the offense of Malami. He was looting a lot of the Abacha loot that were returned. He was looting a lot of the things that were taken from those who were said to have committed offenses. And there is no honesty in the process. And don't forget, Mr. Malami, Mr. El-Rufai, Mr. Nuhir Badu, and President Tinubu all belong to the same APC. And this is why I'm telling you, if the APC are willing to treat us to this spectacle of drama, we will be willing to watch. We want to be entertained, but let them be serious about the length of the entertainment as they cut each scene for us to enjoy. When they become serious, we will know.
Mr.
Right now,
Ononuju,
they're not.
thank you so much for your points. I mean, you said they need to be serious. It's much more like, you sounded pretty much like the subscription needs to be well done. So Nigerians need to ensure that what they subscribe for is what they will get. I want to say thank you so much, Dr. Okwori and Mr. Ononuju, for joining us on this conversation. Thanks for your time.